ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् यदविद्याविलासेन भूतभौतिकसृष्टयः तां नौमि परमात्मानं सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहम्. Okay. Last class was pretty simple. Any questions, clarifications, or shall we go ahead? He had ended the section by saying, Jnanena moksha. Okay? By knowledge, you will gain moksha. Then, even traditionally speaking, there are two views on how you will get this knowledge. Okay? One view is from the Vivarna school, okay, and one from the Bhavanti school. Nothing major difference, but there are slight differences. Okay, so let us see what the thing is. Taccha jnanam aparoksham. Aparoksha rupam. Knowledge has to be aparoksha, direct, immediate. Direct and immediate. Why? He says, parokshatve aparoksha brahma nivartakatva anupapattehi. If knowledge is indirect, it cannot negate the direct Brahma you have. Now, why does this question even come up? Because the pramana is the Shabda. Veda is a pramana. That is Shabdatmakam in the form of words. Words can give you both direct knowledge and indirect knowledge. Words can give you direct and indirect knowledge both. If the object is in front of you, direct knowledge. If the object is away, indirect knowledge. So here he is saying it has to be direct knowledge because he is not going through object wise. He is saying because your problem is direct. What is your problem? Samsara. In short. Okay? Your sense of finitude, isolation, etc., etc. That's a direct problem or an indirect problem? Do you say, I've heard that human beings are in samsara? I've heard that human beings feel lonely. Or do you say, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling isolated, I'm feeling disconnected, I'm feeling powerless, I'm feeling helpless? The problem is direct. My existential issues are direct. Therefore, the knowledge that frees me from that has to be equally direct. Therefore, jnanam aparoksha rupam. Okay. Because paroksha jnanam cannot remove an aparoksha problem. Taccha paroksha jnanam tattvamasyadi vyakyad iti kechit. So the main view is what? Aparoksha jnanam is gained directly from Mahavakya Upadesha. Shabda Pramanam, directly. The teaching gives you the knowledge. That is, Shravanam is the important thing. Shravanadeva jnanam. Shravanadeva jnanam. Okay. That is the view. All right. Manana nididhyasana samskrita antakarnad eva iti apare. Others have the view that Shravanam is not enough. Jnanam is gained only when the mind is purified by mananam and nididhyasanam. That means after Shravanam, you have to do mananam and nididhyasanam. That means Shravanam is not enough. That's the idea. That Shravanam will not give you aparoksha jnanam unless after Shravanam you do Mananam and Nididhyasana. So what is implied is that knowledge happens in nididhyasana. That is a flaw in this argument. Okay? Yeah. Though it is not expressly stated. What is he stating here? That the mind has to be purified by mananam and nididhyasana. If you limit it to this, it's fully acceptable. Why? Because nobody comes to Vedanta fully prepared. When we first got exposed to Vedanta, we are not ready. We didn't have Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampati, Mumukshutvam, etc. Thoda Mumukshutvam tha, little bit of Viveka was there. That's all. Everything else we picked up later. If you had functioned enough in life, thoda Samadama would have been there. If you are staying in Bombay and traveling in the rains by public transport, so the Titiksha also will be there. If you are staying in a joint family, a lot of Samadhanam will be there. Acceptance of people for what they are. So, yeah. But more than that, Vairagya, etc., forget it. Mumukshutvam is only at the level of Shubhecha. Kuch acha karna hai. Acha samskar. That's how we started. All of us. Then we went into other things, Therefore, if you are looking at it that way, acceptable. Okay. Now, he is taking each one. Tatra Purva Acharyanam Aham Ashaya. Ayam Ashaya. For the Purva Acharyas, okay, this is their stand. What is that? Samvida Aparoksham Na Karana Vishesha Utpattihi Nibandhanam. For the knowledge to be aparoksham, okay, it is not dependent on karanam. It is not dependent on your sense organs. Kintu prameya vishesha nibandhanam iti upaditam. It is dependent on the prameya. If the prameya is aparoksham, your knowledge is aparoksha. If prameya is paroksha, your knowledge also will be paroksha. I hope people are clear with the Sanskrit terms. Okay? Paroksha means away from you, aparoksha means direct and immediate. So if the object of knowledge, book, this is a book, so the Shabda will give you direct knowledge. What book is that? Vedanta Paribhasa. Direct knowledge. Why? Because the object is pratyaksha. If the object is away from you, Arey, where is Sunita Savla today? Not here. Which pramana is that? Anupalabdhi. Okay, Anupalabdhi. Yeah, she had told me she is going to Amarnath. Arey, why are you going in the rains to Amarnath? Because only now you will have the Linga Darshanam, the Guru Purnima, and 1 month before and after. In fact, before doubtful, after definitely. Why? It's a stalagmite that is formed. It's an ice linga. So if you want to have darshan, you have to go this time only. Now all this I am talking about Amarnath. It is paroksham or aparoksham? Paroksham, because away from you. Unless you have gone and seen it, then it is aparoksham. Yeah. So it is dependent on the object of knowledge, whether it is paroksham or aparoksham. Okay, tu paditam. Tach brahmanaha pramatritva jiva abhinnataya tad gocharam shabda jnanam api jnanam aparoksham. And what we are talking about as Brahman, since it is non-different from the jiva, and the jiva is aparoksham, tasya jnanam api aparoksham. Brahman is equated with the jiva. Now don't say jiva is paroksham, okay? Aisa doubt nahi aana chahiye. You are paroksham or aparoksham. You know you are there, self-evident. Only what you are is a thera confusion. So since jiva is aparoksham and Brahman is nothing non-different from the jiva, Brahman also is aparoksham. Therefore, jnanam has to be aparoksham. Brahmatma jnanam has to be aparoksham. Shabda jnanam aparoksham. Ataeva. Now he is quoting very obscure this for it, Pratardana adhikarane. Pratardanam prati pranavasmi prajnatma tam mam ayur amrtatvam upasasva iti indra proktavyo prana shabdasya brahma paratve nishchite. Okay. First you quote a quotation which is not direct. Then you have to explain that quotation, why it is not. Then you have to connect it up. Is a direct quote karo na? Okay. There is a section in the Brahma Sutras, first pada only, I think some 28 verse or some 28 sutra or something it comes in, called Pratardhana. Okay. That is Indra teaching this person. Pratardhana is a person. Indra, Lord Indra, is teaching this person. So as part of the teaching he says, okay, Pranavasmi Prajnatma. I am Prana which is Prajnatma. Prajnatma means Jnana Swarupam. Therefore, what is the Shabda of Prana? What does Prana mean there? Atma. Okay, because is there says, Tu Mam Ayuhu Amrtatvam Upasasva. Therefore, contemplate on me as the life itself, as Amrtatvam itself. Okay. Iti Indra Proktavye. Now, Prana Shabdasya Brahma Paritve Nishchite Sati. First, what do you have to do? That Prana is Brahman, you have to ascertain, as we did. Okay, by implication. We ascertain that Prana means Brahman. Then, Mam Upasasva Iti Asmat Shabda Anupapatyam Ma Shankya. Don't have any doubt why Indra is saying like that. Why? Tad uttaratvena pravritte shastra drishtya tad upadeshaha vamadevavat. There is another sutra now he is quoting. Okay. How can Indra says contemplate on me? Indra is the ruler of heaven. No? How can he say vamadevavat, like Vamadeva? Shastra drishtya. Keeping the Shastra drishti in view, meaning Shastra drishti meaning the knowledge gained from the Shastra, keeping that in view, Vamadeva said, I am Manu. Manu was born long before him. I am Manu, I am Indra, Chandra, etc. Whatever you want to say, you can say. Okay. What is the modern statement? When I want to be mystical, I make that statement. As I sit here in this room, I sit on every planet in this cosmos. Shastra drishti. Okay. Shastra drishti. Not me as a person. As Satya Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So similarly, Indra also said the same thing. If I can say it, Indra can also say it. No, but you saying it is wrong. But Indra saying it is right. So Shastra drishti is right. Therefore, Shastra drishti tat upadesha Vamadeva. Ityadi atta sutre Shastriya drishti, Shastra drishti. What do you mean Shastra drishti? Shastriya drishti. The vision you gain from the Shastra is Shastriya drishti. That means what? Tattamasyadi vyakya janyatvam aham brahma iti jnanam Shastra drishti. Therefore, what is Shastra drishti? Aham brahma iti jnanam. That you are gained from the Upanishad, the Shastra. Therefore, Upanishadam Jnanam is Shastra Drishti. Iti Shabdena Idam Uktam. That means what? Shravana Matrat, you will gain knowledge. Shravanam is enough. Okay? That the Pramana for knowing is Shravanam. The Pramana operation takes place only in Shravanam. Therefore, knowledge has to take place in Shravanam. But there are always people who will say, Shrutam Brahma, Natu Avagatam Brahma. Brahma Sutras, Tattu Samanvaya Adhikarne. Shrutam Brahma, Natu Avagatam Brahma. I have heard about Brahman. Brahma mehu nahi pata. Kya karega? That part of it is not clear. There will be people like that. Therefore, he says, Anyesham tu ayam ashaya. The other teachers, other parapara has this asha. What is that? Karana vishesha nibandhanamatve jnananam pratyakshatvam na vishya vishesha nibandhanam. Whether an object is paroksham or aparoksham will depend upon your karanam, not on the object. It's a very different stand, okay? It's a very different stand. That it is dependent on the karanam, not on the object. How can you say that? Here. Ekasmintve sukshmatve vastuni, in a very fine object, small, tiny object. Okay. Patu karana, apatu karanayoho. Let us say someone's eyesight is very good and this is a small little thing. What will you say? Visible, paroksham. I mean aparoksham, pratyaksham, correct? It's a very small thing. Fine print. Very clear. Why? Because my karanam is patu or apatu karanatve. Apratyaksham, I can't see it. Iti vyavahara. Iti vyavahara darshanat. Do you not see that? A keen eye, a sailor's eye, some distant object, that is it. Other than kidhar hai? Don't you see that? What? What is there in the sky? I only see the sky. Thank God. I don't see the object. You don't see that small object moving there. No. Why? Aputitvam. Therefore, the same thing can appear pratyaksham, apratyaksham, paroksham, aparoksham, depending on your karanam. ये अनुभव है कि नहीं है? है ना? ये अनुभव है. Therefore, karanam decides. He is not completely wrong. But understand from what standpoint he is saying. Patutvam, apatutvam of the karanam decides, he says. That means what? Actually, if I were going to say it, I would say, pratyakshe api, apatutva karanatvad, apratyaksham iti bhasate. Even though it is pratyaksham, it appears as though it is not pratyaksham because of my karana problems. That would be the right way of saying it. But here they are taking the stand and saying it. Okay? All right. So what are they saying then? What is that? Someone had any question? What is the question? Karana. अभी रामायण होने के बाद रामा को नहीं पूछता है. Karana means your sense organ. Instrument. Karana means your instrument. Yeah.
Instrument, not eyesight.
Yeah, instrument of perception. Your instrument of perception or anything else is called a karanam. Okay. Okay. Darshana. Tatha cha. Now he is applying that example. Samvit sakshatve indriya janyotyasya eva prayojakataha na sabdajanya jnanam aparoksham. All right. Now, for the samvit, for the jnanam to take place, indriya janyatvasya, indriya janyatvasya eva prayojakataya. Since the prayojakam of direct knowledge was indriya janyatvam, therefore, na shabdajanyam jnanam aparoksham. Why do you say it's not aparoksham? Brahma sakshatkarepi manana nididhyasana samskrita mana eva karanam. Because only a mind that is purified by mananam and nididhyasanam can gain this knowledge. Manasa eva anudrushtavyam ityadi shrutehe. There is shruti also. Manasa eva anudrushtavyam. You accept that shruti or you don't accept it? You accept that shruti so that you will dismiss ideas of transcending the mind, etc. You can't transcend the mind and know anything. Therefore, manasa eva anadrashtavyam. That means what? Knowledge is gained in the mind. We also accept that. Okay? All right. Ityadi shruti. Managamyatve shrutischa samskrita manaho vishaya. That means what? You need a samskrita manaha. Up to here is correct. That is why adhikari is mentioned. No? What is samskrita manaha? One who's got adhikaritvam. Therefore, Veda. Antakarna Shuddhi has to be there. Yeah. If Samadama, etc. is not there, yeah. No. If your mind is not disciplined, it's running all over the place. I give an example with respect to this, and he is thinking of something else along with the example. The example is meant to illustrate this. He is not thinking of that. He is thinking of something else. Okay. Okay. न च एवं ब्रह्महन्ना औपनिषदत्व अनुपपत्ति. This does not take away anything from the Upanishad being a pramanam. That means Brahman Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam is gained from the Upanishad. That is not taken away. Why? Asmad Ukta Manasaha Veda Janya Jnanantanam Eva Pravritya Veda Upajivatvad. Why? Because your mind that can do Mananam Nididhasanam is when after you gain knowledge from the Upanishad. Here is where that tradition is going slightly, there is gadbad. So after you gain knowledge from Shravanam, you should do Mananam and Nididhyasanam, only then it will work. Okay. Veda, okay, Pravritya Veda. Veda Anupajiva Manantara Gamyasyaiva Veda Gamyatva Virodhatva. If the knowledge is gained from something else, some other pramana, then you can say it is opposed to the Upanishad or the Veda. Here we are not saying that. We are saying in Anukulam with the Veda only. Shastra Drishtrit Sutram api Brahma Vishayakam Manasa Pratyakshasya Shastra Payojatwadi Upapattehe. That means what? Okay. This Shastra Drishti that you are talking about, Sutram api, Brahma Vishayakam Manasa Pratyakshasya Shastra Prayojatva. Therefore, Shastra, from that mind, the knowledge has to take place. Now, let us look at, okay, Tat Sutram api, api samara dhanai sutra, Shastrartha, Adhyana Japrama, Shastra Drishti Mata Tantu, Veti Vachaspati Param. Okay. That means what? Api samradhane sutrat, Shastra Artha Adhyana ja prama. The prama comes from Shastra study, but samaradhane, after having done meditation, adoration, etc. Shastra Drishti Mata. This is the people who have Shastra Drishti will take it like this. Tantuveti Vachaspatihi Param. This is known very well by Vachaspati Mishra. Vachaspati Mishra, who is Vachaspati Mishra? One who has written Bhamati. Okay. This commentary, this is taken from, I think, a sub-commentary. Kalpataru, Vedanta Kalpataru. Parimala. It's actually from Parimala, I think. Okay. So, yeah. So look at it now. What is the two standpoints? Just for clarity, okay? One states very clearly that the pramana is the Shastra. The statement pramana is the Shastra is acceptable with the Vivarna and Bhamati schools. No problems. There is no issue on that. Okay? Then the Vivarna Prameya, which is sometimes also called as the Sannyasi Parampara. They will say the Pramana is operated only doing Shravanam. Therefore, knowledge takes place in Shravanam. which is the main parampara actually. Okay? This is what we all follow. The Vivarna school. That is Padmapada, Sureshwara, all of Shankara's students, the first batch of students, the direct students, all of them follow this. Then Nyaya Nirnaya, Ratna Prabha, etc., those commentaries that came in Purnanandi, etc., all of them follow the same school. All right. Why? Because Vedanta addresses itself to an adhikari. So if you hear Vedanta and you don't understand, you have to fine tune your adhikaritva. Check up Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampati, Mumukshatva. In Shat Sampati, there are 6 points to be checked up. Samadhamma, for example, is very important to check up. Uparati, either Karma Yoga Nishta or Sannyasa Nishta. Both can be taken as Uparati. Titiksha, not to be a cribber all the time. Yeah. In fact, I had a student. She came with me to Badri Kedar and she was cribbing right through. So I pulled her up. I said, what the hell are you doing? Cribbing all the trip. I heard nothing but cribbing and about things we can't do anything about. I said, Swamiji, you should not take it seriously. I am just cribbing. So I said, okay, we'll call you Happy Cribber from now on. Okay. Titiksha, like this lack of titiksha. Kamini and all know whom I am referring to. She was there in that trip.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. You can remind her we are thinking of her. Okay?
yes, I'll tell her.
So, titiksha. Okay. Shraddha, samadhanam. Yeah. So all this if you have, only then moksha will take place. The knowledge will click only if you have all this. So the tradition protects itself by saying, hey, if you are Shrutam Brahma, natu Avagatam Brahma. If you heard about Brahman but not been able to make it in your life, check up these things. In fact, many sadhus in Rishikesh I know, during my time there, they will not meditate or anything. मैं तो पठ करता हूँ और कुछ नहीं करना है. So Tirthaji would teach from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. These people are sitting in the class. One class after another class, they are also sitting in it. Every day. Imagine every day for 20 years, you are exposed from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, then Gita, Prakarana Granthas, Panch. Consistently. Do you have to meditate after that? Meditation is an immersive experience. You are soaked in it. Yeah. You are soaked in it anyway. What's the problem? Now, if you take the other school, one thing is definite, no new knowledge can take place. Okay? No new knowledge can take place. This is like my old story. I was at a New Year Eve party. Some of my students insisted I come. I said, chalo, dekhega kya ho raha hai. I'm always open to looking at new things. I won't say I'm a sadhu, not I won't go there, etc. I'll see if those people are comfortable, then I'm comfortable. I don't want to make people uncomfortable, that's all. Okay. Abhi, a sadhu at a party, it's a dicey situation. With one drink in their hand, they'll ask, what is Vedanta? Kya bolega un log ko? What is Vedanta? Normal time they won't understand. They not with a drink in hand they're going to understand. So I'll crack some joke here, I'll crack some joke there. People are happy. So the Swami is very different. But they don't know how much I've seen about the people there, okay? And what they're thinking, feeling, this thing, behavior, all that. Everything reveals a lot. So that's what I'll gain from the party. So I was cracking jokes, everyone was laughing. Then after that, my Sardar friend who stays in Vashi school friend. Told me, Arey, I'm going to Vashi. I have a car. I'll drop you in Chambur on the way. I said, never say no to a good offer. I late ho gaya abhi, 1 o'clock. Chalo. So both driving back. Suddenly in the car he started laughing. I said, Sirji, I have not cracked any joke now. What are you laughing at? Arey, that joke you cracked there na? Haan, I said there. 3 घंटा पहला. Abhi samjha. I said, how come you didn't understand there? I was distracted. I said, yeah, I saw that. Now, when he laughed for that joke, which joke did he laugh for? New joke or my old joke? Old joke. Therefore, when you say that knowledge happens in meditation, this is what happens. The Shabda did not click when you are doing Shravanam, the Shabda clicked in Nididhyasanam. That's the only difference. But the same Shabda is clicking, not any new Shabda, not any new knowledge. The teaching was Tattvamasi, which people who are bright enough and understanding enough said Aham Brahmasmi. This character understood Aham Brahmasmi later. So the tubelight ho gaya at night. But he got it, no? That's great. He got it, that is good. So if you want to give the second tradition also, accept the tradition, this is how that thing works. Now, it is true that the parampara, the sannyasi parampara is the right one. That Shravana Matra Jnanam. At the same time, taking the practical situation that the student finds himself, can you say Manana Nididhyasanam not necessary? It is necessary. Okay? It is necessary not for gaining any new knowledge, but it is necessary. You gain the vision. In Shravanam, you gain the vision. This is what happens with most people. In the Shravanam, you gain the vision. Aham Brahmasi, that vision you get. That's correct. It clicked. It clicked in Shravanam, you know. You got it. Okay. Then what happens? A lot of doubts come up in your mind. How can that be? Doubts based on your experience, somebody else's experience, somebody's writing that you have read, somebody's videos that you have heard, whatever it is. Doubts come up. So those doubts now have to be handled. Your vision has to be retrieved from all these doubts. Your vision is there, but it is clouded with all the doubts. So you have to take care of all the doubts. Mananam, either by yourself or with the help of a teacher. When you ask doubts, when you are asking questions, what you are doing is taking care of Mananam. No? You are doing Mananam. Yeah. So, Mananam is necessary. Then the other problem will come up because of lack of integrity, that I can't live by what I know. The knowledge seems to be in corner of the mind. In some corner of the mind it is. It's not a fact of my day-to-day life. Therefore, to make it a fact of day-to-day life, Nididhyasanam, contemplation. Aham Brahmasmi iti, contemplation, so that you become the Rasagulla. You have made the gulla and you are soaking it in the Shastric knowledge. That is Nididhyasana. So, the knowledge permeates your whole system. Therefore, however life squeezes you, you still have not lost sight of the knowledge. So, this is Nididhyasana. This is the practical way of doing it. Because most students, teacher included, my teacher included, we all needed some Nididhyasanam in our lives. Various levels, but we needed it. Now here comes this thing. The more preparatory meditations you have done, Japa Dhyana Mityadi and other meditation we have taught, the more preparatory meditations we have done, the less Nididhyasanam you will require. Yeah. That means what? That's why we always get the students to do some manasa puja, japa dhyanam. We teach different meditations, etc. to get the mind ready. Yeah. So the more of that is done, the less nididhyasana. The less the previous thing has done, more the nididhyasana. So that is a practical way of looking at it. Okay? But knowledge, if you are talking about in principle, knowledge will take place only in Shravanam. If for someone like Buddha, etc., it clicked in Nididhyasanam, it clicked, what he heard clicked there. Because Buddha was a classical example of this. He did not have any one teacher. It was difficult for him to go to one teacher, and must have been difficult for the teacher also to accept him as a student. Why? He was a king, he was walked out. Media circus ho jayega. Though that time social media, etc. was not there, there were other types of media. It became a circus. So he would go, discuss with different teachers, come back. He had a tree, under a tree. He would sit down and meditate. I'm sure he meditated under a lot of trees. Okay? Yeah. Why under a tree you meditate? Thoda shelter hai na? From the sun, etc. you get some shade. That's why under a tree, okay? Otherwise, a tree is not necessary. Don't say I'm staying in Bombay, there is no trees around, so I can't meditate now. You have a roof over your head now, ho gaya kaam. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So there is no real conflict. Yeah. Correct. See, the difference is whether knowledge takes place in Nididhyasanam or Shravanam. It can't be Nididhyasana, it has to be Shravanam only. Because where is the Pramana Vyapara taking place? Yeah. They say without Manana and Nididhyasanam, knowledge does not take place. So that is where we differ. For an Uttamadhikari, it takes place. Agreed. Very few Uttamadhikaris are around. The whole knowledge, the vision I had before I joined the ashram. But still I had to join the ashram, go through the whole process. Really, before joining the ashram, I heard Kena Upanishad from Puja Swamiji. Camp again. Next 1 week, I don't know what is happening. I was walking on air, I was going through the motions of life, that's all. It's so, that vision was so powerful. I was going through motions of doing things. I remember after that camp got over on Sunday evening was our study group. So all of us decided, 2 or 3 of us attended the camp. Straight to the study group we landed up and had some discussion, etc. was going. At the end of it, half a dozen students came up, or my batchmates in the study group came up and asked me, what happened in the camp? I said, what happened? Nothing. Camp was camp. You're different. So the vision I had right there. Yeah. I mean, some people will hit you strongly like that. Some people it will be a gradual progress. That's either way it's fine. Doesn't matter. The vision is there. But you still have to go through the whole process, Mananam, Nididhyasana, etc. to clarify doubts, own it up, make it a fact of your life. Yeah. That part is important. This is a practical way. Because most people need it. I mean, how many Shvetaketu, Maitreyi, Arjuna, how many people are like that? Who will just Shravanam and say, fine, I'm fine. None of us are like that. So what he talks about, that Samskrita Manaha is important. The purified mind, that is important. Yeah. Purified mind is an unconditioned mind. Yeah. You can. That's why they talk of Shastra Vasana also. Shastra becomes a conditioning. Yeah. It has to be like this, like this. Yeah. People have to do this. In fact, In the first sutra of the Brahma Sutra, there is an elaborate discussion. I was very happy when even if you have not thrown a flower at the Lord, you can understand the truth, if your mind is ready. Yeah, the Athato Brahma Jignasa, the first Atha is a Sadhana Chatushti, Prapti Anantaram. You have your Sadhana Chatushtaya. That Sadhana Chatushtaya, as I said, you can gain in various ways. Most of us gain after we come to Vedanta, but even before coming to Vedanta, you can gain that. No? Most of us don't, but we can. Yeah. I'm not the body, mind, etc. Yeah, I'm the calm center in the storm of all activities. Yeah, you can gain that. Difficult, I accept. Difficult. But warrior training can get you into that. Yeah, that's why there is a statement. When the devil whispers to the warrior that a storm is coming, you wait, a storm is coming. The warrior answers back, I am the storm. I am the calm center in that storm. I am not bothered about a storm. So if you have that type of a mindset, Viveka is, what else is Viveka? Atma, Anatma, Viveka. You may not know the terms. What is Atma, what is Anatma, what is Mana, Prana, Panchakosha. You may not know any of these things. I know I am calm, this thing I am witnessing everything. That's how I am functioning. Height of Viveka. Without understanding a single term, you got the height of Viveka. Vairagya, you're totally objective. Towards life, you have a great sense of objectivity. Thoda maar kha ke sikha hai, but well learned. As a youngster, you thought love was enough. Then you realized love is not enough. Need a lot more things added to that. Thoda objectivity came in. So, living a life, you gain that vairagya, that objectivity. Samadama, I talk to you all how you gain it in living a life only. Bombay people have a lot of titiksha. To survive here, you need that. Now, how can you survive in Bombay without titiksha? If you go a little bit outside the city limits, you will get even more titiksha. Why? Power goes out half the day. So, if you are beyond Borivali, beyond Thana, you will get a lot of titiksha. So in the ashram, when we get, sometimes we must not start the generator only. when there is no class or something, once in a way. Not regularly, we will start, of course. We will make it automatic cut in, cut off. But non-class time, sometimes I must let the generator not start. Why? Thoda titiksha badh jayega na. Yeah, and that used to what happened to us when we were in Rishikesh. We are lucky to have a fan. Lucky. But then, 3-4 hours every day, there is no power. Can you imagine summer in Rishikesh and no power, no fan? Forget AC. Nowadays, people want AC. No fan also. Generator nahi tha kya? Nahi tha. Generator all came many years later. Ashram mein nahi tha. So how you all used to manage? Manage. Put up with the heat. But summer heat is very strong. Go have a dip in the Ganga and come back. Or kya? What's the problem? Titiksha. So life will give you that. Life is meant to give you that if you live intelligently. If you live intelligently. But then Vedanta makes it easier by giving you attitudes, karma yoga, etc., where you can live more intelligently. Understanding of Ishvara, karma yoga, all this makes your life more intelligently lived. You don't have to struggle and gain it. I still feel if you struggle and gain, you gain a lot. You know, the old hard school functions well. That's why if you look at all the Upanishads, Brihadaranyaka especially, you'll find this person goes to study, the Guru says, do some seva. Stay, do some seva. Years go, doing seva only. True. So that, yeah.
You can complete whatever you can complete whatever you are saying.
Yeah. So this is where the whole thing goes. That seva, etc. was part of tapas. My bhakti expressed itself only as Guru Seva, nothing else. Yeah. Guru Seva means directly to the Guru, not doing something else for him, like organizing his talk, this, that, etc., raising fund. That is my Seva. Bhakti in action. Sitting down singing bhajans is good. Of course, it is good for those people who enjoy it. I would enjoy it for half an hour. Because my Guru is singing and I love the way he sings. So, yeah. So, all this is meant to make your mind ready. Therefore, what the Bhamati school says, the Samskrita Manaha, that's very important. And Vivarna schools also says the same thing, but it puts it differently by saying Adhikaritva. So, the same point comes in both the schools. Okay? Well, without Adhikaritva, what are you doing? Viveka, Vairagya, nothing is there. Then it just becomes an academic exercise. It's a sheer academic exercise, that's all. This writer said this, that writer said that, this is this thing, this is this thing. Yeah. But that's not what it is about. Yeah. It's about is how to make it in your life. Therefore, Bhamati insists on that it clicks only in meditation. We say it can click on Shravanam itself, if you are an Uttamadhikari. But this is the condition. Practically, is the Bhamati school that is working. Because every student of Vedanta has to do some Mananam Nididhyasanam. Or, like the sadhus I know in Rishikesh, 4-5 hours every day, immersing yourself in the learning. Live teaching. Not on Zoom or something like that. Live teaching. 4-5 hours every day. Of course, you are meditating. Meditation, etc. is taken care of now because you are immersed in it. Doubts, etc. you are taken care of because Purva Moksha Siddhanta comes in. So, if that way you are studying, fine. If you are not studying that way, then Mananam Nididhyasana is very necessary. But the knowledge is taking place in Shravanam. That is where we differ. The knowledge takes place in Shravanam. Shravana Matram is also fine. For whom? Uttamadhikarina. Like Arjuna, Maitreya, Gargi, etc. All these people were Uttamadhikaris. Shvetaketu. The hearing was enough. How many hours did Arjuna sit down and meditate after that? He didn't need it. He was a Maharati, calm, centered, his arrows are coming, no problems. These arrows I don't have to bother about, they'll bounce off my armor. That arrows I have to negate. That's an astra that is coming. That I have to take care of. Other arrows coming, I can ignore them. Why? It will bounce off my armor. All that in the heat of battle. Focus on my opponent, I am fighting two Maharathis simultaneously. My friend is in trouble there, so a couple of arrows to help him, straight. All this you can't do unless you are calm and centered. This is multitasking to the height. If you are like that, after the teaching, he said, come on, let's ride. The Gandhiva that fell from my hand leapt back into my hands. It leaps back into his hands. Yeah, let's ride now. Battle awaits. Yeah. So Krishna would have told him, hold on, let's join the formation. We are in between, no man's land. Let's join the formation. The needle formation. Because smaller forces, concentrated. So, that's the whole thing. So, do what works. Understand this, right? Jnanam Shravanena. Mananam for doubts. Nididhyasanam for making it a fact of your life. Because this is a practical way of going it. In principle, in this thing, knowledge in Shravanam alone, you don't need the other two, provided you are an Uttamadhikari. Even if I am not an Uttamadhikari, knowledge is in Shravanam alone. The problems that knowledge has in terms of doubt and not being able to make it a fact of my life, I take care of by Mananam and Nididhyasana. I do not say that new knowledge takes place in Nididhyasana. That's where we differ from the Bhamaji school. Clear about this? It's fine. Okay. 12 o'clock, yeah. Yeah. So there is where the whole thing is. Think about it. Okay. Think about it. Okay. Then it comes to what you need for means of realization, etc. That we will see in the next class. Okay. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.